Welcome back to the Brian Green Property Group New Zealand Rally Championship. This is round 5, the Battery Town Rally Bay of Plenty. Just 6 two-wheel drive cars competing at this round, but a huge difference across the 3 classes. At the slower end, Mike Cameron's 1970s Lancer GSR, the car that launched Mitsubishi on the successful rally journey, famed for its reliability on rallies like the East African Safari and the Southern Cross. Mike may not have the ultimate pace, but this car has an enviable finishing record and finishers get points. And from the South Island, 2 Mark II Escorts. First, this whole bay engine car of Stephen Gill. It's a new experience for Gill, stepping up from the mainland series rallies in the South Island to take on the Nzrc and competing on North Island roads.
I think we need to wake up though. I think we're just a wee bit slow, but hopefully we can pick it up and get into it this afternoon, or later this morning I should say.
The next driver is Dean Buist. This Escort is a BDA-powered version, the very same car that Ari Vatanen ran Rally New Zealand back in 1977. Well, there have been more than a few body panels, axles and gearbox replaced on this car since then, but that's a long story. Buist did compete in the North Island in the past, but many years back, so this is his first trip north in many years and his first attempt at the Rally Bay of Plenty.
I really enjoyed, it's different, you know, it's, yeah, it's a bit, I suppose at home you just do those same roads all the time, whereas here it's just, it's a new experience.
Dave Strong back in a Honda, but not the fire-breathing rear-engine special that broke an engine at Coromandel. This is his trusty Honda Civic, a car which has been running on and off in the championship and across the North Island with many victories. The final 2 cars are on the cutting edge of FIA rally classes. The Rally 4 class is the WRC entry-level class for aspiring drivers. Bryn Jones' Rally 4 is a Ford Fiesta, and it's proven to be a giant killer over the 5 rounds of the NZRC so far. Despite only 2-wheel drive, the M Sport developed suspension and powertrain keeps it up to pace with some of the Rally Challenge 4-wheel drive cars. Bryn's competition this year coming from another Fiesta Rally 4. Tim Mackesy finally took delivery of his car mid-last season and has spent the year fine-tuning his driving style to the car. But how close are these Rally 4 cars to the top class in New Zealand rallying? The Rally 2 cars, dominated by the Skoda Fabias of Robbie Stokes and Ben Hunt.
We talk a lot in the commentary about Rally 4 and Rally 2 cars. They're the FIA formulas. But what's the difference? Let's have a look. Let's start with the beating heart of the Rally 4 car. This is a tiny little engine, as you can see. 1 litre, 3-cylinder, and that turbo's doing a lot of the work. One of the big differences you'll notice from the outside is these guards are very standard. They're not extended out like a Rally 2 car. There's a reason for that, and it's all to do with the suspension underneath. It's not just for vanity. Internally, not a whole heap of difference. You see a lot of the safety structure and seats and everything, they're homologated. One of the big differences is the pedals in these cars. You see the Rally 4, your more traditional swinging style pedal. One thing that's definitely different to your standard road car is the steering wheel setup and the buttons that are on it too. Just like Formula 1, everything's right at the driver's fingertips. Under the bonnet of the Rally 2 car, things look very different. Bigger motor, bigger turbo, a lot more technology in the wiring, a lot more modification. The Rally 2 cars, they're all controlled by this little pop-off valve that's controlled by the FIA that limits the turbo boost, and that's how they control the performance. With the Rally 4 car, we talked about how standard the guards and the body panels are compared to the big pumped-out guards on these Rally 2 cars, and this is the reason why. Look at that suspension, all hand-fabricated nicely. The beautiful wheel arches. There's a lot of work, a lot of time, money and development in making the suspension for these cars as good as it can possibly be. So this is a standard Skoda Fabia door. You see the flares integrated in beautifully, but just have a look at what that's actually hiding in beneath. The beautiful wheel arch construction that's all designed around giving that maximum suspension travel. So going to the steering wheel, again you see controls that are right at the driver's fingertips. This car's got a more sophisticated electronics package, so everything runs through the big screen you can see in the centre of the car. All the information the driver needs, all they have in front of them is shift lights and a gear that they're in. Again, like the Rally 4 car, we see safety is paramount, and the extensive roll cage, the side containment seats. One thing that the Rally 2 cars do have that the Rally 4 cars don't is the safety foam for side impact absorption. And you see the purpose-built competition pedal box. Beauty of having them floor mounted is it actually arches the same way as your ankle rotates. Plus it's fully customisable so the driver can have each pedal exactly where they want it and where they're most comfortable. So one of the biggest differences between a Rally 2 and a Rally 4 car is this one's got a rear differential. It's hidden away under the underbody there because they're four-wheel drive. Obviously the Rally 4 cars are two-wheel drive, and that's a massive disadvantage when it comes to rallying. And another one that's pretty hard to miss, the rear wing. That's not production like it was on the Rally 4 car. So there it is, a look at the difference between two international spec cars. This is sort of the benchmark of two-wheel drive rallying around the world, and the Rally 2 car is the benchmark of four-wheel drive rallying at a national level.
With the Stage 3 cancelled after McDonald's accident, it was the repeat Forest stages which saw the action start again. Dean Buis showing that there's nothing slow about a Mark II Escort driven the right way. He was the fastest of the two-wheel drives and in the top 10 outright in Rally Bay of Plenty.
150.
The nature of these forest stages was helping though. Lots of long straights meant the Escort had a top speed advantage over the Fiesta Rally 4 of Bryn Jones. This car set up for the tight technical WRC stages, not forest highways.
5 right plus.
Jones in striking distance though, just 30 seconds back as they headed back to Kawerau for the service. And Tim Mackesy definitely in touch with this battle. He'd lost just 40 seconds over the 6 stages, but that was close enough if Jones had any issues. Stephen Gill was having a close tussle with the Honda of Dave Strong, both cars having the power to take advantage of the forest stages, but in Gill's case, rear drive. While the Honda is front-wheel drive, so two very different cars to drive, but the end result was that they were separated by just 9 seconds in Gill's favour as they head to Kawerau. And he may have been the final car running, but Mike Cameron was heading for another podium in the historic class and more points on the board, the Mitsubishi proving its reliability just as it had in the 1970s. The afternoon stages, more traditional, country roads with plenty of history, stages like Manawahei, Herapuru, and here Campbell Road, a stage which has hosted international drivers and locals alike. The road was run in reverse in the morning as stage 2, but the dust has settled and is not such a problem now. Buis has control of the historic class, but not just that, he's 6th place overall in the Nzrc. He's ahead of the Rally Challenge winner Ben Hubin. In the right conditions with the right driver, the simple Escort BDA is still an incredible car on rally stages, whether it's in New Zealand or Ireland or anywhere in the world. Stephen Gill coming home second in the historic class in his Escort and finishing 1 place ahead of Dave Strong. That keeps him a contender for the trophy. Just 20 points behind Buis, with 44 points up for grabs at the Rally Whangarei final. Dave Strong all but claims the Open two-wheel drive title with his finish here. Despite issues all season with his other car, he heads to Whangarei in the box seat to claim another NZRC title. Mike Cameron's 3rd place in the historic class here confirms his move to 3rd place in the historic challenge. There's been mention of retirement for car and driver, but don't be surprised if this veteran car and crew make another appearance in 2026. The Battle of the Rally 4 Fiestas saw Tim Mackesy finish 2nd with no dramas and losing just a few seconds per stage to winner Bryn Jones. It's great to see these two fight hard all event. Bryn Jones' class victory here puts him 20 points clear of Mackesy, but again with 44 points up for grabs at Whangarei, this race is far from over. It's been an eventful 4 weeks for Jones, who travelled to Portugal to compete in a similar Peugeot Rally 4 car. The lure of a European rally campaign might see Jones heading offshore in 2026. So Bryn Jones scores another class win in the Fiesta battle. Dean Buer shows he is just as fast on the North Island roads to take the historic win.
Coming to this year, I've had a bit of a mental reset and I've just kept fighting basically. And then with the recent experience over in Portugal and that, it's just I just feel like I'm pushing a little bit harder and trusting the car and just being a little bit more confident on today. And so just feeling really, really good.
It was a really good day. We really enjoyed it. The roads were excellent, good variety, and hadn't done them for a long time. So no, it was really good, and it's good to win. Obviously, as always, it's good to win.
Yes, 44 points on offer at the final round rally Whangarei, and with all new stages on day one, this will be an epic final. Catch the action live on Saturday the 8th and Sunday the 9th of November on Nzrc TV and our live results partner chrissport.nz.